Hey guys, it's Rachel from The Little Ringing Lamb, and it has been a hot minute since I have posted a video. And you guys might be wondering what's going on with my life, what's happening. I'm going to give you a life update, nothing too crazy. But anyway, I'm a reading update. I'm still reading About a Boy by Nick Hornby. I know, I've been reading this forever. It hasn't captivated me in the same ways as other books have captivated me. And also, just I think with all the stress and like of school and like trying to hang out with people and be social, it's just been a bit of a craze this year. I'm currently on page 264, so I really hope to finish this book. I really want to kind of finish it this weekend if I can, because when I go home I kind of have a book I want to start, and I kind of want a fresh start for the summer. There's lots of books I didn't get to yet, like the new Sophie Kinsella. There's another new release I'm going to talk about soon, and other books I did purchase for school. I'm just going to put my phone down though and do this like kind of podcast style video. But yeah, I was reading a lot at the beginning kind of of my placement, because I'd get there sometimes and the door would be locked. Like I'd get into the school, but the door to the classroom would be locked, so I'd have to wait to get inside to set up. So I'd be reading a bit in the hallway. So I did get some reading done during my placement, which I found quite shocking. I like literally like during the school year, I think just being up here, it's just harder to read because I have to, like, unlike home where I do have a lot of help taking care of myself, like if I'm going to be home for dinner, I have dinner. Like if I'm not going to be home for dinner, obviously I have to find a solution. But I also have like lots of other like little things that my parents do help me out at home. If I need an errand run, like they'll drive me. I don't have to rely on public transportation really. I sometimes do walk though, but like certain things it's like I have to do for myself, and especially when it's placement mode right now, it's gonna be easier next year when I can do my placements near home, just because I'm working like a 40-hour work week essentially, and then I have all this paperwork, so it's like 40 hours of homework on top of that. Like it's like making lesson plans is tedious and really time consuming, but it'll be worth it, like obviously in the end. But it's just like I have, so like it's Saturday right now. I finished my placement on Tuesday, so I only have Monday and Tuesday left. And I'm just basically today finishing Tuesday's lesson plans and finalizing everything for the week. And it's just crazy that it's gone by so fast. So my placement's been technically 6 weeks, but I had like the shorter weeks because of Easter, Monday and Good Friday. So technically that's why I end on a Tuesday instead of at the end of the week. And then Tuesday night, I'm actually like right after placement, my parents are going to meet me here, and I'm going to move back home for the summer. And then I'll be moving back here in September, but I'll only be living here while I do my coursework, and then I'll be back home. Then I'll be back here. Then I'll be back home. So every kind of semester, I'll have 2 months at home. So that'll be kind of nice, because I went home on Easter weekend actually, and I hadn't been home for 2 months, which is the longest I've been away from home my whole life. I've mentioned this before, but my house that my family lives in right now has been my home since I was brought home from the hospital, since I was a baby. So being away from that place where I've always been, like, and my family really hasn't traveled. So like the longest I've been away from my home and like days in a row would be 4 or 5. I think 4 would be the longest time I've been away from home, 4 days in a row. So to be away from home for 2 months was a bit crazy, and I didn't really enjoy myself as much at home, just because I was so stressed out, and like nobody really understands the stress I'm under besides people here that are in this program. So it's kind of like a bit stressful because I'm like, I can't get work done in that environment because I want to relax and have fun with my family, but like I can't. And it was kind of like stressing me out. And there's a lot of other stuff like I'm still processing when it comes to moving back home, and stuff that had happened. Some of it had happened like in relation to home and the people there when I'd been up here. And it's kind of upsetting, like I mentioned before, my best friend, that kind of thing. Like there was one of the reasons why I kind of had to take a break for a little while, like from posting stuff. Like I didn't really take a conscious break, but like it was probably the best for me because a lot of craziness has been going on there. Like legitimately, I don't think I mentioned this because it would have happened the last month, I think, but I reached out to her. It was really her place to apologize to me. She had treated me horribly, but like I was sad, and I was like, I'm going to reach out because it's been 12 years of friendship. I'm always the one to reach out to her kind of and apologize. Like sometimes she would reach out to me, but like she expects me to apologize. But this fight, like, it's weird because when I talk about this like kind of fight we had, it's weird to say, oh, the other person did everything, like I'm blameless. But in this situation, I've tried my hardest and tried to be reasonable, and it just seems like I'm not cared for anymore, and it has been really hurtful. And I reached out to my best friend. We talked, everything was cool. We talked for like 3 hours on the phone. We kind of squashed everything and kind of said, like, we don't want to bring this up anymore because if it continues hurting our friendship, kind of agreed on a few kind of terms. And then that was a Saturday. And then we're planned on calling Monday. I finished school around 4:30 on Monday. And I was like, hey, do you want to talk? This was back when I was doing my coursework. And she was like, yeah, we could talk. So then Monday afternoon, I get a text message basically saying, like, basically all these excuses saying she's walking away from every friendship she has, which is only two, me and my other really, really close friend. And she needs to work on herself. And it's very confusing because I just wanted a straight answer, like, are we friends or not? Can I stop caring about you? Well, it wouldn't stop like that. It would take a while to stop caring about that friendship. But like, at this point, I'm just like frustrated with the whole thing. I'm like, if I see her in town, like, how am I supposed to react? Like, I don't think I'll see her in town. She doesn't really meander. She'd more drive, and where I'm more walking around town. But it's kind of in a weird situation where I don't know what's going to happen. So I don't even know if that situation. And then my grandma, like the same kind of thing. I don't know if I mentioned this actually on my channel, but I guess it's good, I guess, getting this out for future reference. So my grandma and me had a falling out years ago. I've tried to forgive her, and I have in a weird way, sort of. I don't think I've fully forgiven her because I'm still upset over the stuff she said. And like, she emailed me in January basically saying yada yada. I want to be friends or whatever. And I told her for her to be friends with me, she would have to admit some things. She would have to admit that I did not cause these problems in the family. I was bullied, and that is why these problems are caused. These problems were caused from the moment I came out of the womb. Like, the moment I was born was when people in my family started messing things up, and I was just thrown into it because I was the baby. Like, I didn't cause any of this, and I didn't want any of this. I am a family-oriented person, and I love my family, and I love family time, and I would love a close-knit extended family, but I have some family members who are extended who I'm very close with. But like, I told her that, and I also told my grandma about my nanny, who is my other grandma on my other side. She's it'll be 11 years this August, and she's passed, and is one of the most important people still in my life, even though she's not physically here. I've said very nasty things about her and her appearance and the way she is, when she's literally was a third parent to me and one of the best people I've ever met. One of the people in my life that is the closest to perfection I think you can get in a human. And I've only met two people I'd say like that. So, and she's one of them. So, like, I really just wanted my grandma to kind of just apologize. Like, once and for all, just say, like, you know what, I messed up. I was being horrible to you. Like, let's try to fix this. But she couldn't. And she basically blamed me and then said stuff like I didn't care about her as a baby. Which I don't remember not caring about somebody as a baby because I was a baby. But, you know, apparently I was a nasty little baby and I cried too much. Which I think is like one of the staples of being a baby. You cry. Some of us don't cry as much as others. Apparently I did. So it's just kind of crazy. So I finally had it out with her. I emailed her and I basically told her that I wanted her to forget about my birthday, forget about me, pretend she never had a granddaughter. And it's kind of hard because I am, like, my middle name is named after her. I never liked my middle name, so I'm completely fine changing it, which I'm planning on doing. So that's kind of my last tie that'll be severed. And I think I've talked about this before, that changing that part of my name. People think it's stupid, but it's like I refer to myself by my full name a lot of the times in my head when I'm like, you know, dang, Rachel blank, 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 you know. Not that I have 4 names. But like, I just kind of want that gone because I believe naming is very important. And my mom didn't name me after her because of, you know, her being a great figure. More so named me after her because nobody had done it. And like, she wanted to make her mom happy. Completely understandable. Wish my mom didn't do it, but wish she would have gone with the original thing. But I do have my first name, which I'm named after her ex-husband. So my grandpa, he passed away a long time ago, but when I was 8, but I'm named after his mom, who was my mom's like really good grandma and really loved them. And my mom like absolutely loved her and named me like as an honor to her. So like that's very important to me, and I'd never change that part of my name no matter what. Also, I never met the woman. She died 20 years before I was born ish. But would have liked to meet her or met her. But yeah, so I'm going home to this kind of weird situation where it's like I don't know if these two people, how it's going to go on. My mom told my grandma just to kind of stay away from me, just because she just comes over and just cries, and she doesn't take responsibility. She just makes you feel guilty for what you've said to her. But she's old enough to realize that, like, she kind of has this elder mentality where it's kind of like she's older than me, so I must give her respect. And I don't really believe that mentality, like, for anybody. I believe that if you want respect, you have to earn respect, because it's not really fair to not give a baby respect just because they're a day old. You should respect everybody until they give you a reason not to. Like, you should respect everybody no matter what, but, like, not being disrespectful, but, like, just, you know, you could be cordial but not super respectful. You have to be respectful of their space, their privacy, that kind of thing. You know, just, I just, like, I'm just like, you can't mistreat me just because you're older than me and have more authority technically. I'm my own person. And really, like, cutting myself out of her life is the only thing I think is healthy for me. I've actually felt a lot better since I've done it, just because I don't have that weight of having to talk to her anymore. I might have to see her twice a year. She does have a barbecue with my family that I will be going to, because I like to see my extended family that I won't see really. And then every other Christmas when she comes for dinner. But I might not be there for that dinner. Who knows? So it's way easier for me to forgive somebody when they're not in my life. And I don't know if I'll ever be able to forgive her. And I think, like, people talk about forgiveness and they talk about the blessings it gives and not to hold grudges. And it's not like I have a grudge on her, but I don't think I'll ever forgive her for the stuff that she's pulled, because I've not had the easiest road since I was a small child when it comes to dealing with people. Like, between my family and, like, some of my first teachers, it's like I've been really picked on by adults from a really young age, and then also kids from a really young age. So it's like I've just been, I feel like, punched so many times that's like I need to surround myself with people that I know look out for me, and I don't believe she loves me. So, and I know it's kind of harsh to say because it is about somebody, but it's like I've given so many chances. I didn't talk to her for 2 years, and, like, she'd come around, but she made no move to apologize or see how I was doing or anything. And, like, my mom's tried her whole life. Like, I might as well just give up. But it's really hard for me to give up on people that I care truly about. And I do still kind of care about her, and I do kind of miss, like, that, because, like, I did try to get closer to her when my nanny died, and my nanny's, like, husband, my papa. I tried to get closer because they were my only two grandparents left when my nanny died, and I wanted a close relationship of a grandparent. So, like, I've put in the effort, but she has not. And my mom's, like, told me she's just not a nice person, and I can't be upset over it. But it's kind of hard when I go home, because it's like, up here she can't get to me. She doesn't know where I live. Well, she does know where I live, but she can't get to me. If she came here, I don't have to necessarily go down and greet her. I can just stay upstairs. But, like, at my house, it's a bit different. I also don't have a lock on my door, so she can't just walk in my room. So, you know, that's kind of, like, those two things are kind of hitting me when it comes to going home. But I'm excited, like, to see my mom and be, like, with my mom and stuff like that. And my dog. And, like, my other family members, too. But, like, I chill with them the most. And sit with them, like, every night. And it's just hard. Like, I'm trying this summer to work on my health, because you guys know that's an issue in my life. And part of that might just be some of the stuff I'm holding on to. So it's like I really need to get it off my chest. But it's really hard when I always talk about this stuff. Like, I talk about this in depth to my mom so many times, but it doesn't make it better. And it's kind of weird because you hear all the time, like, talk it out. And I'm somebody who will talk it out with that person. Like, if I'm having a conflict, I will go to that person. I might wait a week or two after conflict, or a little while, just so I can get my bearings, kind of have point form notes that I want to talk about, so I can be focused and have a productive conversation rather than an overly emotional conversation. Even though there will be emotions involved, I need something to keep me on task and keep me in check. But even talking to these two people that I've had problems with has not made it better because they can't see past and see how I'm feeling, which really hurts because I just feel like a lot of my life's me pouring my heart and like being caring and loving towards people that can't reciprocate. And that's like just family and friends. Like that's nothing else. But I'm like, I guess it's also going to make me stronger and know what I want. It's hard when it's family because it's like you're kind of attached to them. That's why it's been hard with me, family, with my family not being very nice towards like certain components. Like I don't want to get into that because that's family stuff, but like it's just like a lot of stuff that's like I feel like I need to just cleanse my soul this summer. But and I think reading's going to help, watching TV, relaxing a little bit, you know, working, getting stuff done. I've been rambling on for so long, but I feel like this is very therapeutic for me, and like I hope some of you guys can relate. And some of you guys like even saying that you like even saying that you have like with my last video when I was crying that you've been through that, like there has been some craziness happening. I'm trying to keep my head up, keep strong. I have a good support system. I have, even though like my best friend and me, I don't know where that lies. My best friend is one component of my friendship circle, as I call it. I have my best friend who I would call my bestiest best friend, which I know that's not a real term or word. But I have my other really close friends who I really, really care about and really love. And they have been great throughout all this. They've kind of known what's been happening and been aware of like me being upset and offered to be more of like I usually, some of them I don't call all the time. Like we talk about once a month and we have like this long conversation. And that's kind of like how our friendship's always been. Cause just how life gets busy, we can't talk all the time. But like even they've offered to be like extra support for me. And like if I need them ever, just to call them if I'm upset about something. And that makes me like truly so happy. Like one of my friends is, well, I think she's going to be finished around the same time I'm finished, or she's already finished. But she's like graduating from her schooling, like she's becoming a paramedic, and she's been so busy, just like my program's busy. Hers is like set up a very similar way to my program. So we've been able to relate over that. And she's like, call me whenever. And it's like, she's super busy. And the fact that she's going to make like in her spare time, which she probably is very limited, she's going to make time for me, makes me happy, makes my heart happy. And I have some really good friends here. And like, I just, yeah. Everything, it's kind of like a weird mix because like I have some things I'm really, really happy over. I have some things I'm sad over. But in the end, like, it's going to make me stronger. And I don't know. Like, I'm excited to see what the future holds, but it's kind of scary. It's kind of freaking me out a bit. There's a lot of stuff that comes up when I go home. I think it's just because now being away from home, I get more perspective. When I was always home, it's like it's harder for me to gain perspective. But it's like I go home and, you know, just interesting. I honestly think when I go home, maybe one of my trips should actually be to go visit like my nanny. I know it's weird going to a cemetery to visit, but sometimes just walking through and just seeing that her resting spot's okay, and just being there, or just even being home, because her, which is kind of weird. People get really weird about urns, but her urn's there. It makes me feel a bit comforted, which is kind of weird to people, but she's my family. I love her, and I know her spirit's looking down on me and is rooting for me in the end. So, yeah. I don't know why I'm getting like cryy over this. I just need to talk it out with you guys because like honestly, I appreciate you guys sticking around. The fact that I've actually, not that I'm gaining like subscribers by like a giant leap, but the fact that like people are still subscribing even though I'm not posting that regularly and are still supporting my channel like makes me happy. I really need to get back into filming proper videos in the summer. I think in the school year I'll just have to do live videos again, but I don't know what's going to happen. A lot of my friends that live on campus this year aren't living on campus next year, so it's not, I don't know, but I could meet a whole new crop of people. Who knows? But I was like, who knows what my spare time will look like. But I think it'll still be good because I think I'll still be busy with friends. But who knows? Maybe my coursework people know how to balance it better. That'll be able to film actual videos. Life's crazy. I really need a helmet because I feel like I keep hitting my head downstairs. But I always have people to pick me up. So, you know. Yeah. I know this has been super long and longer than normal, but like I haven't posted in a month. So like if you chop up this video, it's going to be like once a week kind of timeline. Yeah. Really appreciate you guys. And there's a lot of good things going on, so I don't want you to worry about me at all. I know my last video was very sad, but I'm trying to keep positive as much as I can. And sometimes that is hard. But as long as I keep trying, right? As long as I try to do things, and even if I don't succeed, I can say I tried. And that is my kind of words, motto, I try to live by. Because I know I'm not always the most positive person to myself. Towards others, I'm pretty positive. Like, people see me as a generally positive person, but like, I'm kind of the person who's like, at least blank, 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 when somebody says they have a problem. Like, that's not my guttural reaction, but I try to like cheer them up by saying like the at least, because that's how I kind of try to live my life. Because it could be like, you know, I'm having these problems at home, but at least, you know, I have family and friends that love me, you know? It's fabulous. But yeah, I think I'm honestly going to get some work done, change into my pajamas, and just have a restful afternoon besides work. I guess it's not really restful. But yeah, let me know how you guys are doing. Like, I really miss talking to you guys. Yeah, let me know how you're doing. If you're going through anything, you need a shoulder to cry on, you want to talk, you want to just tell me something random, you want to say what you're reading, let me know in the comments. But yeah, thank you from the bottom of my heart, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.